the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record. 15 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, USA, presenting the number 5 ranked UFC strawweight contender in the world, Mackenzie Dern!
Oh, big right for Dern. Oh, man, recuperating elbows now. Right in the Virna, easy. Cooper forced to give up the back after being mounted by Dern and now under the chin. Cooper's trying to fight hands. There's the tap.
Mackenzie Dern, known as the Iron Lady, enters the spotlight with a formidable record of 16-5-0 and a reputation built on elite, world-class grappling. Her dominance on the ground has dismantled many opponents, making her one of the most dangerous submission artists in the game today.
One of the things that my dad always told me, the true warrior isn't the one that always wins, but the one that always fights. He always says that to me, to everyone he talks to. So I take that with me everywhere.
On the other side stands our beloved Dakota Ditcheva, dynamic, explosive, and fearless, but with a known vulnerability in grappling exchanges. This stylistic clash raises a compelling question. Can striking brilliance overcome grappling mastery? Or will Dern's suffocating ground game prove too overwhelming?
And her opponent fighting out of the red corner. She's a Muay Thai specialist and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She weighed in officially at 126 pounds and holds a professional record of 5 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of Manchester, England, Dakota Ditcheva.
According to this breakdown, Mackenzie Dern poses a serious threat with the tools to potentially neutralize Dakota's strengths and exploit her biggest weakness.
Person, but if you make one mistake, then that's it, So I play my game.
And just one person can be a world champion. Just one person can win.
I know, I have, great jiu-jitsu. I have the jiu-jitsu to beat anyone.
The Iron Lady, currently the UF Women's Strawweight Champion. That's right, she is champion. She holds gold right now.
UFC Fight Pass presents Fight Lore, a brand new animated series bringing the famous legends and untold stories of combat sports to life.
Hannah Cyphers needs to be careful here with the leg lock.
Hannah's going to land the butt. There it is. She's trying. She's going to do that.
Can't do that with Mackenzie.
She won that title on October 25th, 2025 at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi, defeating Virna Jandiroba by unanimous decision to claim the vacant UFC Women's Strawweight Championship. The Iron Lady has arrived at the top of the food chain, but what makes Mackenzie Dern truly terrifying is not just her record. It is her background.
Is she fun to watch grapple? I could watch that all day. I mean, it's methodically beautiful. It's position by position.
She is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and not just any black belt. She is an ADCC world champion, a Nogi Beijing world champion. She started training at 3 years old. She won a world championship at every single belt level on her way to black belt. She has 8 submission wins in MMA, the most in UFC women's strawweight history. She is arguably the most dangerous submission artist in women's MMA, full stop. And her Beijing instructor lineage goes all the way back to Mitsuyo Maeda, the grandfather of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu itself. This woman was born for the ground game.
Side. It's up for Yorick to react right away.
She's only got one hook, but look at what she's doing with the right leg. She's using the butterfly and controlling that leg. She's all over her.
Yes.
Yoder's in big trouble. Now she's got both hooks in.
Yep.
And now she's pounding on her. She's going to get the neck. She's got under the neck.
It was a hard-fought match, but Dern came out.
Now let's talk about our girl, Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva. Born in Sale, Greater Manchester, England, on July 25, 1998. She is 15 Nero. Perfect. Not one blemish on that record. 12 of those wins came by knockout. You read that right. 12 knockouts. She is not just winning, she is destroying people.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Ooh. We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
Oh,
yeah.
She became the 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, knocking out Tayla Santos, a former UFC title challenger, with body punches in the second round to claim the $1 million prize. She became the youngest champion in PFL history, the first British woman to win an MMA world title.
Plum and a right hand. Oh, another one! Big one! Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand face! Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
Her Muay Thai background is absolutely elite. 3-time junior world champion. 2016 IFMA World Muay Thai gold medalist. Her striking is on another level. Slick, precise, and devastating to the body. She punches holes in people's ribs for fun. Her hands are fast. Her timing is brilliant. And she has the footwork of a Muay Thai master. On the feet, she is in a class of her own.
Oh, lovely combo.
Sounded sweet from here.
Deep down the middle to the chest. Right knees up the middle. Goodness me, some of those. Think she's in real trouble here, Evan, right?
Okay, here is where it gets really interesting. Let's break this down skill by skill. This is not even close. Dakota Ditcheva on the feet is an absolute nightmare. Her body shots alone have ended multiple fights. She has the precision of a surgeon and the power of a sledgehammer. Dern's striking is solid. She has improved massively throughout her career. But standing with Dakota for 5 rounds? That is a very dangerous game. Edge Ditcheva. And it is not close. And here is where fight fans need to pay serious attention. Dakota Ditcheva's biggest vulnerability, and MMA analysts have flagged this, is her grappling defense. She has not faced elite-level submission threats in the PL yet. Her ground game has not truly been tested against world-class J.
Inside of 2 minutes now in round number 1. Co-main event, Dakota Ditcheva and Chelsea Hackett. Ditcheva makes the playoffs for the win of any kind. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work, and that'll do it. Dakota Ditcheva with a quick 6. And clinches the number 1 seed.
Mackenzie Dern is world-class J. She is the best submission grappler in women's MMA history. She can find a choke, an armbar, a knee bar. She was the first woman ever to finish a fight with a leg lock in UFC history. If she gets Dakota to the ground, she does not need much time. One mistake from Dakota and Dern can end the night immediately. This is the threat. This is the nightmare scenario for Team Ditcheva. Dern has historically had issues outside the cage too, weight-cutting problems early in her career, but she has cleaned that up significantly. Still, Dakota's conditioning appears elite. She gasses nobody out. She is the one doing the gassing. Edge Ditcheva. Dern has fought the very best in UFC Strawweight. Marina Rodriguez, Jessica Andrade, Yan Xiaonan, battle-tested, gritty, experienced under pressure. Ditcheva is rising fast, but the P-full field, while improving, is not the same gauntlet as the UFC Top 10. So here is the million-dollar question. Can Mackenzie Dern actually beat Dakota Ditcheva? Yes. Absolutely yes. And here is why. Dakota Ditcheva's path to victory is obvious. Stay on the feet, use that explosive Muay Thai, mix in her footwork and timing, and put Dern away with strikes before they. Grappling becomes a factor. But Dern's path is just as clear, and it is more dangerous than people think. She does not need a takedown from a distance. She can drag you to the ground in the clinch. She can pull guard if she has to. She can turn a cage scramble into a submission in seconds. And once she has that arm or that neck, it is over. The moment Dakota gets sloppy in a clinch, the moment her takedown defense slips for even a second, Dern will be there, waiting. Because that is what elite grapplers do. They are patient. They hunt. Dern is not just a threat to Ditcheva. She might be the threat. The puzzle Dakota has not had to solve yet. Now here is something people sleep on when they talk about this matchup. Mental toughness and fighting IQ. Because raw skill only tells half the story. Mackenzie Dern has been knocked down. She has been dominating. She lost to Jessica Andrade via Tico. She lost to Amanda Lemos by decision. She has been in dark places inside that octagon, and she kept coming. She has been in wars that would have broken other fighters, and she came back, adjusted, and eventually reached the top. That kind of scar tissue, that experience of losing and rebuilding,
Boxing that has a max timing on it.
Tracy Cortez, also known as the Lady Killer, holding a strong 12-3 record, she's not just another contender, she's a real threat to anyone in her path, including rising star Dakota Ditcheva.
Gotta finish the kick.
Good knee to the body by Cortez after Blanchfield had...
With 1.5 million followers on Instagram, Tracy Cortez grabs attention instantly. Her striking looks and model-like presence have made her one of the most talked about fighters outside the cage. But make no mistake, behind that glamour is a relentless competitor. Cortez is primarily a grappler and wrestler, bringing physical control, pressure, and ground dominance into every fight. That skill set could pose serious problems for Dakota Ditcheva, whose strength lies in striking and speed. If Tracy manages to close the distance, her wrestling could completely change the fight.
Campana, campanita, vamos con este el combate femenino entre Tracy Cortez y Karen Cedillo, buscando el derribo, ya está de parte de Tracy Cortez. Rápido el derribo frente a Karen Cedillo, la de Monterrey, la tiene pegadita ahora a la lona.
This isn't just hype, it's a genuine stylistic danger. Beauty, confidence, and a grinding grappling game, Tracy Cortez has all the tools to become a major threat to Dakota Ditcheva. First, let's talk about Tracy Cortez. If you're not already following her, she goes by the nickname The Lady Killer, and honestly the name fits on every level. Born on December 10th, 1993, in Phoenix, Arizona, Tracy is of Mexican descent and grew up in a household of Mexican immigrants. She's tough, she's hungry, and she has been grinding in MAA since she was 14 years old.
Dennis at JulesK_fighter at Invicta Fights. Use the hashtag InvictaFC34.
And I think that bait came into play there. You can see Cortez went for that takedown after the overhand, and now she has Blanchfield on her back.
Now here's something most people don't know about Tracy. She didn't start training because she thought it would make her famous. She started because she watched her oldest brother Jose fight and beat former UFC veteran Drew Fickett back in 2008. That moment changed her life. And when Jose was later diagnosed with cancer and passed away in 2011, Tracy channeled all of that grief, all of that pain into her fighting career. That is the kind of warrior we are talking about here. She always says something that hits really hard. She says when she feels tired, when she feels like giving up, she thinks about her brother fighting cancer in his heart and never quitting. If that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what will.
Just tick-tock.
Oh, beautiful right hand! And that is all she...
Now let's be honest here, Tracy Cortez is not just famous for her fighting. The woman has over 2 million followers on Instagram. That is massive. In the UFC, she is one of the most followed women's fighters on social media, and people are drawn to her because she looks like an absolute model. She is stunning, she is charismatic, and her online presence is way bigger than Dakota Ditcheva's right now.
We watched Fatima Klein, right? Land punches, but also mix in takedowns. And we wondered why when you're having that much success. But for neither one of them to take any takedown attempts and just strike, how can you be mad?
Dakota is getting there, but Tracy already has that star power on social media locked in. And in today's world, that matters. That kind of following brings attention to every single fight she's in. Every time Tracy Cortez steps into the octagon, millions of eyes are watching. That pressure either breaks you or it makes you. And so far, it is making Tracy. Her 3 losses have come against Erin Blanchfield twice and Rose Namajunas, which honestly are not embarrassing losses at all. Those are top-tier fighters. Blanchfield is one of the best grapplers in the division, and Namajunas is a former champion. Losing to elite competition is not shameful. What matters is how you respond. And Tracy keeps responding by winning.
Down in a steep hill decline for Cortez.
Good pressure from Cortez in the second round. It's a good adjustment, and you can't chase. She's got to stand her ground, move her head, and keep that pressure just like this. See how she let.
As of mid-2025, she is ranked number 8 in the UFC women's flyweight division. She is right there in the mix, and she is climbing. Now here is where it gets really interesting for Dakota fans. Tracy Cortez is primarily a grappler and a wrestler. This is not a striker. This is not someone you trade shots with and feel comfortable. Tracy uses her wrestling to control where the fight goes, takes opponents to the mat, grinds them out, and dominates position. That is her game.
Tracy Cortez, 3 victorias, una sola derrota para ella, una victoria por la vía de la sumisión. Y hoy debutando en la jaula de Combate Américas, ahora buscando el gran pound, Tracy Cortez. A ver si castiga con todo a su rival, a Karen Cedillo. Monta lateral ahora, Andrea.
Sí, vemos buena transición de parte de Tracy Cortez. Cerró la distancia desde el primer.
And here is why that matters when we talk about Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota is arguably one of the best strikers in all of women's MMA right now. She is a knockout machine with 12 of her 15 wins coming by stoppage. She is explosive, she is fast, and she has power in every limb. But a wrestler like Tracy Cortez does not want to stand and trade. She wants to close the distance, shoot for takedowns, and neutralize that striking completely.
And her opponent fighting out of the red corner. She's a Muay Thai specialist and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She weighed in officially at 126 pounds and holds a professional record of 5 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of Manchester, England, Dakota Ditcheva.
We have seen this kind of matchup be problematic for strikers throughout MMA history. When a high-level wrestler gets their hands on a striker and takes the fight to the floor, all that beautiful technique can get scrambled real fast. Tracy is trained in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and has submission wins on her record, so it is not just about holding people down. She can finish from the ground too.
Oh, cuidado. Castigando fuerte ahora.
Tiene que pararse.
Tracy Cortez castigando ahora. ¿Qué dice nuestro millennials? Alberto Padrón.
Oye, es que bueno, dentro del papel, pues Tracy Cortez.
This is a legitimate stylistic threat for Dakota. Not a hype threat, a real, technical, dangerous threat. But let's not sleep on our girl Dakota. Born on July 25, 1998, in Sale, Greater Manchester, England, Dakota Ditcheva is currently 15-0 and undefeated as a professional. She is the reigning PFL women's flyweight champion, and she won that title in dominant fashion by stopping Taila Santos, who was a former UFC title challenger, with body punches. In round 2, nobody had ever finished Taila Santos before that. Dakota just walked in and did it.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Ooh. We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
Oh.
Dakota comes from a serious martial arts background. Her mother, Lisa Howarth, is a multiple-time world kickboxing champion. Combat sports are literally in her blood. She is a 3-time world champion in junior Muay Thai, and she brings that elite striking into every MMA fight. She is not just a striker, though. She has been building her ground game and her submission defense, which is going to be crucial if she ever faces someone like Tracy Cortez.
Yeah. Oh, lovely combo.
Sounded sweet. Come here.
Deep down the middle to the chest.
Right knees up the middle. Goodness me, some of those. Think she's in real trouble here, Evan Black.
Introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 22 wins, 3 losses. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds, fighting out of Rio de Santana, Bahia, Brazil, presenting the #1 ranked UFC strawweight contender in the world, Virna Jandiroba!
Minha primeira luta.
Armbar punch for the Brazilian.
Oh, that's